All right, guys, it is Wednesday, 8/26. I just need to go over chapter 5 with you guys so we can get moving on this stuff. Let me share my screen with you and we'll get going on the lecture here. All right, so here's chapter 5. It's safety around the automobile. Um, Today, this week, in the lab, we're going to be lifting vehicles. You guys have already completed the SB2s in order to come on campus, and you've been hit with quite a bit of safety information. But we're going to continue that theme for just a second. So you got to think about what safety equipment is required when working on vehicles, how you can safely lift and support a vehicle, and how are fire extinguishers classified. So we're going to take a look at some of this stuff right here. um, Safety glasses, eye wash stations, all of this stuff has been set out and uh, specced out by OSHA and also the EPA. They're going to have all kinds of information for us. Um, Again, we want to make sure that you're going to be safe while you're in here. You're going to be surrounded by chemicals that can do harm to you. You're going to be surrounded by machinery that can harm you. So we want to be careful. We want you guys to be careful not to get hurt or to expose yourself or others to hazardous material. Uh, the EPA, I have a short video in the introduction documents talking about how the EPA came about. Please take a look at that YouTube video. I'm gonna play some YouTube videos through here to try and get you some of the information that instead of talking to you, I want you guys to see it through a video. So these are common things that we can do. We have to just be careful about what we're using here. So you can see all the different waste that we're going to generate in the shop and how this can cause problems for the environment. And if you're caught um, contaminating the environment, the EPA can do some serious damage to your wallet. So the way that EPA characterizes our hazardous wastes are through this chart right here. And here is our product life cycle. Of course, we're trying to, since we're the end user, we're going to use it and then we're going to see if we can get it recycled or taken care of. Unfortunately, all of the bottles that we use that contain antifreeze and motor oil, I thought that it was recyclable, and even on the bottom of these bottles has the the recycle number. It tells you what kind of plastic they are. Unfortunately, there's nobody that will take it, so they get landfilled. It's kind of sad. So why was OSHA created? We've already kind of taken a look at this. Basically, people were getting hurt at work, and we needed to introduce regulations and an agency to watch over employers to make sure that employees were getting home the same way they showed up to work. So OSHA has laid out some rules. You have a right to know, and you have a right to know what chemicals you're going to be surrounded by. Your work environment needs to be free of known dangers. Um, in the automotive world, we don't see many OSHA inspectors coming out, but if there is a complaint by an employee, OSHA will definitely come out and take a look at the employer or the workplace. OSHA seems to be more prevalent on construction sites, but construction sites are much more dangerous than what we're doing here. Okay, so we're going to move on to safety data sheets. When you guys come to the lab, those of you that have already been to the shop and those that are coming, I'm going to show you where the SDS sheets are located in the shop. Anyways, the SDS has this specific information, and these are regulated by the government, and they have sections 1 through 16. And in your book, it talks about some of this stuff, explaining what the SDS sheet is. I need to show you a quick video. Let's take a look at this thing.
Many of the chemicals we use in the lab are potentially dangerous, especially under high heat, pressure, or when they're mixed with other chemicals. There are two main tools that we use to identify chemical hazards: safety data sheets and chemical labels. Every chemical in the lab is required to have a technical document called a safety data sheet, or SDS, usually provided by the manufacturer. These were formerly known as material safety data sheets, or MSDS. The safety data sheet is a one-stop shop to find out about a chemical's properties, hazards, and safety precautions.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop it there. I'm gonna let you guys continue on in the class to to watch that video. It's in the module. It's actually right here. Let me get in their course. So I'm going to, this is gonna be published. And that is right here in our safety around the automobile. It's the SDS. When you guys get into your workbook, so you're going to need your workbook to complete the safety data sheet activity on page 42. And it's asking that you use the SDS for WD-40. So if you click on this, I actually put the PDF of the SDS in here. Just click on that bad boy and it will pop up, and you will use the information from this piece of paper or from this PDF to answer the activity journal on page 42 of your workbook. All right, so also I need you guys to take a look at the fire extinguisher training video. This is going to talk about some of the different types of firefighting equipment. It talks about the pass. Basically, you're going to pull the pin, you're going to aim at the base of the fire, and you're going to squeeze the trigger, and then you're going to sweep side to side. So that's the PASS, pass, and it's going to explain all of that. So I'd like you guys to watch this fire extinguisher training video. It's a little bit longer. I think it's about 12 minutes. I got it up here. Yeah, it's 12 minutes long. Just go ahead and make sure you guys watch that. And then on page 38, I'm working to get a document camera up and running. Unfortunately, I can't show you this stuff, but on page 38 of your workbook, you're going to answer the study questions, and you're going to submit that right here. So when you, and the way that you're going to submit your study questions is you're actually going to use your phone. Let me stop sharing my screen so you can see my video. So let me get rid of my background here. All right, so let's see if I get that to show up. So page 38, study questions right here. What you need to do is fill these out in your workbook, and then what you're going to do is then take your phone and you're going to take a picture of it, and you will upload the picture using the Canvas app. It's kind of like Instagram. You're just going to snap a picture of it, and then you can choose to upload that through your Canvas app. So make sure that you guys are using that. All right, let me get back to the screen share. So that's how you're going to do the study questions here for page 38. Now in page 40, you're going to snap a picture of that, and after you've come into the shop, you're going to have an activity journal that you need to fill out. It's asking what types of fire extinguishers are located in the shop. We're going to show you that. What's the load capacity of the automotive lifts? They're 9,000 pounds here, so make sure you write that down. So the answer for number 2 is 9,000 pounds. What are some of the safety rules when using an automotive lift? Use the information from the book to answer these questions. All right, so it's asking us like how to use the eyewash station. Why is it important to use a shop exhaust evacuation system? When you guys come in here, I'm showing you what that stuff is. So anyways, once you've come into the shop and you've had that experience, you will be able to answer everything on page 40. Again, handwrite that into your book, your workbook, and then use your camera on your phone to take a picture of it and send it to me through the link. So when you come in here, just click on this. But doing this through your phone, up here is hit the submission. And then when you're on your phone using the app, you can choose to use the camera. And you can submit using your camera, take a picture of it, and send it to me. And that's how you're going to upload it. If you have any problems with that, you need to reach out to me and let me know. We can have an individual Zoom meeting and we can get that handled. Once you figure it out, it's super easy. All right, and then Chapter 5 workbook, PPE and fire safety, that's on page 44. It's asking, why should safety eye protection be worn for protection instead of regular glasses? You're going to answer all of these questions, all right? And then it's going to be using the information that comes from Chapter 5 in the textbook. Once you've completed all of these, then you can go ahead and complete the Chapter 5 test. This is pretty simple. I want to preview this. I want you to see what I'm looking at. The first few questions are pretty simple. The federal agency was created to prevent the work-related deaths, illnesses, and injuries. Well, that is OSHA. And that's pretty easy. Then you're going to see that the questions are going to change from those types of questions to these Technician A, Technician B questions. These are very typical of our ASE style exams. They're kind of a pain, but this is how we get tested in industry. So you need to be getting used to these types of questions. When you're answering these questions, they're pretty simple. They're just true and false statements. Technician A says that safety glasses are not optional when working in an automotive shop. They must be worn. Is that true or false? Well, that is a true statement. B says that ordinary prescription glasses are not safety glasses. Who is correct? Well, B is a true statement. So they're both true, meaning that both Technician A and B, that would be the answer to this one. Pretty simple. Now, the last two are going to be essay. What types of different fire extinguishers? Give example. And look, it's a two-part question. What are the different types? Give examples of what types of fires each put out and how they work. So take a look at this rubric I have right here. I am not asking for a huge paragraph. What I'm looking for is bullet points. For example, type A fire extinguisher. And what does that put out? That's appropriate for wood, paper, trash. That's what this is good for. So you're going to list all the different types of fire extinguishers. The information is coming right out of your book. Just copy it right out of Chapter 5 and type it up in here. What is the process for to properly insert foam earplugs? List 3 steps. Copy them and write out of your book. Okay, super easy. You'll get it all. You'll get all 4 points. But if you need to understand that I will be reducing points based on this rubric. So just make sure you read the rubric and answer the question completely. If it's a 2-part question, make sure you give me both parts. If you only answer half, then you only get 2 points. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. Stuff is super easy. No reason why you shouldn't get an A in this class. You just have to do the work. Anyways, I hope that you guys are all doing good. I apologize that things are getting off to a late start here. It's just been crazy trying to get everybody situated here with this COVID stuff. So I apologize. Things are going to get on track and we're going to get going. So anyways, just watch this video on YouTube, get all the work done, and we'll go from there. See you guys later.